Nadine Gordimer was a famous writer from South Africa. She was born on November 20, 1923, in a small town called Springs, which is near Johannesburg. Her father was a Jewish immigrant from Lithuania, a country in Europe. Her mother was from London, the capital city of England. Nadine grew up in South Africa, a country that had a system called Apartheid. Apartheid was a set of laws that separated people based on their skin color. White people had more rights and opportunities, while black people faced discrimination and injustice. This unfair system influenced Nadine Gordimer's writing throughout her life. This video explores the biography of Nadine Gordimer. As a child, Nadine loved to read books. She started writing stories when she was very young. Her first published story appeared in a newspaper when she was only 15 years old. She studied for a short time at the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, but she did not complete her degree. Instead, she decided to focus on writing. She was very interested in social and political issues, especially the struggles of black South Africans under apartheid. Nadine Gordimer wrote many novels, short stories, and essays. Her writing focused on the effects of apartheid on people's lives. She showed how apartheid caused pain, suffering, and injustice. Many of her books were banned in South Africa because they criticized the government and its unfair laws. Despite this, she continued to write and speak out against apartheid. One of her most famous books is Burger's Daughter, which was published in 1979. This book tells the story of a young woman named Rosa Burger, whose parents were political activists fighting against apartheid. The book explores how Rosa struggles to find her own identity after her parents are arrested. The South African government banned this book because it talked about real political events in the country. Another famous novel by Nadine Gordimer is July's People, published in 1981. This book imagines a future where black South Africans take control of the country, and a white family has to rely on their black servant, July, to survive. The book shows the complex relationships between black and white people in South Africa. It was also banned by the South African government. Some of her most famous works include Burger's Daughter, 1979. July's People, 1981. The Conservationist, 1974. A Sport of Nature, 1987. My Son's Story, 1990. None to Accompany Me, 1994. The biography of Nadine Gordimer reveals that in 1991, Nadine Gordimer won the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Nobel Prize is one of the most important awards in the world. She received this award because of her powerful writing against apartheid. She was the first South African woman to win this prize. Her books and stories helped people around the world understand the struggles of black South Africans. Even after apartheid ended in 1994, she continued to write about social and political issues, including corruption and inequality in South Africa. Nadine Gordimer also wrote short stories that explored human relationships and personal struggles. Many of her short stories focus on the everyday lives of people living under apartheid. Some of her most famous short story collections include Loot, Jump and Other Stories, and Something Out There. Her writing style was very deep and meaningful. She used strong words to show the reality of life in South Africa. She did not write simple stories with happy endings. Instead, she showed the truth, even when it was painful or difficult. Besides being a writer, Nadine Gordimer was also an activist. An activist is a person who works to bring change in society. She spoke out against apartheid and worked with other writers and leaders who wanted freedom and equality in South Africa. She was friends with Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. When Mandela was in prison, she helped edit his famous speech called, "I Am Prepared to Die." She also supported organizations that fought for human rights and freedom of expression. Nadine Gordimer's writing has had a lasting impact on literature and history. Her books and stories are studied in schools and universities around the world. Many people see her as one of the most important voices against apartheid. She continued to write and speak about important issues until she passed away on July 13, 2014, at the age of 90. If we explore the personal biography of Nadine Gordimer, her life was connected to her work as a writer and activist. She was married to Reinhold Kassirer, a Jewish art dealer from Germany. They had one son together, named Hugo. Her marriage was filled with intellectual discussions, as both she and her husband were deeply interested in art, literature, and politics. Gordimer was a very private person and did not often share details about her personal life with the public. However, she was known for her strong friendships with political activists, writers, and leaders who fought against apartheid. She had a close friendship with Nelson Mandela and supported him in his struggle for justice. She lived most of her life in South Africa and remained committed to writing about social and political issues. Her work remains important because it teaches us about history, justice, and the power of words. She believed that literature could change the world by helping people understand different perspectives. Through her books, readers can learn about the struggles of South Africa's past and the importance of fighting for equality. Her legacy lives on through her words, inspiring new generations to think, question, and work towards a better world. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has helped you understand the biography of Nadine Gordimer.